another writing vlog because I still am not doing much in the way of reading. But who can read when they're writing literally the fucking end of a book? And let me just say this right now. There's so much that has happened. I've actually recorded a few clips, and we'll play them in a second. So you'll see in a second, my like about 3 videos of me updating little things at certain points in the book. Like there's a point in chapter 20, chapter 21. I think I'm currently in chapter 22. Could be in 23. But yeah, so writing the end is always difficult because I can't get enough words out on the page as quick as I want them to. Because there's a lot going on, guys. There is a lot. I finally finished all the torture. But yeah, that was nice. Anyways, so before I continue, I will play those 3 clips, and you get to see the raw emotion of what happens when I'm writing. So yeah, let's roll the tape. So I'm in the middle of writing chapter 20, and you know what? I was wrong in thinking that the physical torture scenes were the worst to write. No, it's mental torture. And this is happening at like 1:50 a.m. on, what is the fucking date? November 6th. So, yeah, I've been writing for the better part of 2 hours. And I've actually started crying. I don't know if you can tell, but it's bad, and oh my god. Mental torture. Physical torture speaks to me because I've gone through physical abuse. I've also gone through mental abuse. And this, even though this isn't close to what I had to deal with in my past, it gets to me a lot. And I am sincerely sorry to all of my readers. I don't know if this is going to hit my readers as hard as it is hitting me, just because of the way I am, but it's pretty bad. Yeah, note to self, don't do this again. This was always the plan from the beginning, but like, I wish there was another way for this story to go, but there's not. There's sincerely not, and I wish there was. Well, enough of a break from writing this. I'm going to continue to cry as I write. Back with another update, guys. Oh my god. This writing session is so awful. So, if you plan on ever killing way too many characters, that it's borderline unhealthy, if you ever plan to do something like that, don't count how many characters have died, because I just did that. And a lot of them happened behind the scenes. Like, they weren't, like, front and center, mainly because the number I'm about to say is way too high to do all of that in the span of 3 books without it literally being a bloodbath. But the amount of people that have now died in the span of these 3 books, and this isn't even the end, is 48. And 7 of those are characters that have on-page deaths. 7 of them. I'm not doing okay now because I've realized exactly how much. And in the 3rd book alone, let's just put it this way, the 3rd book alone, there's been 45 of those deaths. Yeah. 44, 45. In this book alone. I need a moment. I've killed too many people in this book. I knew it would be a lot, but this is only the beginning. I am now 92,227 words into my 3rd book. I know, so exciting. And I'm now writing the last time that one of my characters is mentally tortured because she finally gives in. Now, you'll know who I'm talking about when you read the 2nd book. Well, the end of the 2nd book. But let me just say in advance, because it's gonna be a while before this one comes out, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything I have put my characters through. It's honestly much more than they deserve. But there's a reason. There is. Anyway, so now I get to write one of the most heartbreaking scenes of my book, of my 3rd book at least, and that's not even including the character I killed off way earlier in this book, in like the first. Give me a sec. Like the character I killed off in the first 100 pages. I have put these characters through so much, and it hurts. And now I am going to be doing the last most heartbreaking thing for this character, at least. And, well, she has to give in to the torture. But there's a reason for it. This isn't the end. This is not how it ends. And I've dropped that many, many times in the book. This is a part of a plan, and it's a plan that's been crafted for many chapters, and it was always the plan for this book. Now, let's get into the fact that I have written 92,000 words, and I'm on chapter 22, and I'm just entering the whole final chapters kind of thing, which will probably be another 8 chapters. So this book's gonna be around 30 chapters long, and oh my god. Let me get this. Let me just say this right here and right now. I've always made my endings. I mean, my 2nd book's ending wasn't very epic. But there was always a sort of final battle. There's the final battle at the wedding in my 1st book. in the second book, we avoid the final battle. And in the third book, we pay for that avoidance, because that battle in the second book never would have been won. Far too many people would have died. So in the third book, we pay for that. Some people die, and some people don't. And then in this book's final battle, people will die. There's no hiding that. But it is far less than what would have happened at the end of book 2 had the characters fought that battle. And so now I get to write that epic battle between so many characters, because in this book I have gathered many more characters. I have so many different things going on with this book. I have 3 POVs. Now I know my second book has 5 POVs, one of them including my antagonist. Now I stripped the antagonist point of view from this book because it just doesn't work for this one. It works in the second book, it just doesn't work here, so I had to strip that. I wanted to put his perspective in here, but like it made no sense. But then you've got the other POV who may or may not just like cut from the story. I'm not gonna say any more on that. But yeah, so I have 3 POVs in this book, and it is turning out to be probably just a teensy bit longer than my second, which has 2 extra POVs, so that lets you know of all the shit that's gone down in this book. Now, something about my second book that many people will probably realize is it's kind of a filler. Kind of. Sort of. It's very important for creating character relationships and dynamics, for introducing certain characters into the mix, and the third book does that as well. But with other new characters, because God, I have a lot of characters, there's a reason there's a lot of death in these books. Characters, no one's safe. Alright, we're back. Yeah? So yes, I have been driven to tears many, many times, near to tears at least, in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, since my last writing vlog, and it has not gotten any better. One of those was literally recorded last night. But yes, so there's a lot happening in the book. I'm glad I finally finished the last of the like actual torture scenes, like mental torture and physical torture, because oh my god, it's awful to have to write those scenes because especially when it surrounds characters you really, really care about. And I really care about my characters. I care about every single one of them. The ones that get hurt the most are the ones I care about the most. And that's honestly so awful. And it's honestly, um, I'm honestly very happy that I'm done with that. Of course, it's not going to change the fact that I'm entering, I'm going to be putting a character through some PTSD, in the 4th book, but you know what, it's fine, and I'm entering the end time, so The actual ending is trying to get this one character away from my antagonist, trying to save them. That is the end. That is what the end result is, and that's what's going to happen. However, there's going to be a lot that goes into it. So, hopefully, in 2-3 weeks, I will have my first draft finished. Because I'm currently in either chapter 22 or chapter 23. And these later chapters, some of them are going to be shorter than others because I use chapters to differentiate between uh, point of views of characters. So one chapter is literally like 2.5 pages long. One of them is 4 pages long, and so on and so forth, just because I have to keep switching between POVs. And so there's going to be quite a few chapters for this end bit, but it's because I'm switching POVs quite often because I have to go with Aaron, and then I have to go to Cora, and then I have to go to Ash, and then I have to go like I have to switch mainly between Aaron and Ash a lot, and yeah, so that's kind of why things are going the way they are, and why I may be in chapter 22 or 23, but this might actually be 30 chapters long because I have to keep switching POVs. It's I wish there was an easier way to do it, but this is how I chose to write, and so this is how we're going to do it. I mean, it's fine. In my first book, there was a chapter that was like 4 pages long. Let me see. It's chapter 16 in this book. Okay, it's 10 pages. I I remember it being 4 pages, so I lengthened it quite a bit. But yeah, so chapter 16 in this book was my shorter chapter, and then I lengthened it, and then yeah, so what? In this book, it's currently 2.5 pages. I don't think I'm gonna extend it. I I extended a few things when I was writing this book because they just needed to be extended. There were things that just I needed things in here that needed to be done, extended, and everything. Um, but in my second book, I didn't even have a short chapter. I don't think. And in my third book, I have a short chapter. But you know what? Short chapters are okay. I'm pretty sure that's fine. Like, I know a lot of people don't particularly care for short chapters, but sometimes there's a purpose. And there's a purpose for me. There's no need to unnecessarily extend anything that doesn't need to be extended because you're already at 90, almost 93,000 words. So, yeah. Kind of pointless to extend something when there's already so many words in this book. So, everything's been a bit bumpy right now. And honestly, I know I keep saying I'm gonna get to reading, but I'm probably not gonna get to reading until I finish this first draft. Until I get to the actual full end of this book, because shit's hitting the fan right now, and so I need to write the shit hitting the fan, and then the conclusion of shit hitting the fan, and prepping and putting in the end of that sets up the fourth book in this series. Because yeah, this isn't going to be the last book in the series. It's not a trilogy. There's no way I could make this a trilogy, even if I wanted to. Um, but yeah, so as there's just a lot going on, and typically this is the point when everything just hits full ham, and I can't like do anything like reading. I can't do any drawing. I can't do anything but writing. Writing is my sole focus. It's the only thing I live for right now, and hopefully I will be done in a few weeks because yeah, I know exactly how this part of the book is going to go, and which is something that I never know normally. I have a beginning and an end point, and I don't know anything else. Uh, but I have thought of this ending since the conception of the first book. I have thought about this book and how it ends. I just had to use book two to get to the point where this book would start. And then I. So literally, I've known barely anything, and I basically created these scenes for the end of this book, and then I was like, well, I gotta I gotta write a whole story around this now, and so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, it's going to take some time for future reference. Uh, video will just be writing vlogs for now. Um, and we'll get to Gilded Cage when I finish this draft because I really need to get to Gilded Cage. But yes, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video. And I will see you all in the next video. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. If you want to buy my first book, you can. You can also pre-order my second book, is the ebook. Links are in the description. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.